What could ancient yogis possibly tell us about diet and bodily health? Welcome to the Science of Yoga, Part 4. Well, through diligent observations, they had deep insights into our inner workings. So let's take a look at what they found. They posited that in all of our bodies, there exists a fire, a transformative power called Agni, and whatever we eat goes through our system and gets consumed by Agni. Agni breaks it down and transforms the food into a finer substance called Ojas that can then be used to build up the body. But this only happens to the extent the food you eat is pure. When impure or harmful food is consumed, it's slightly different. The fire, or Agni, struggles and has to work harder to break it down. It can only produce a small amount of Ojas and an additional substance called Ama. Ama, being untapped food, is not good news. According to Ayurveda, Ama is a big reason for all of our health problems. It essentially clogs the body up and blocks the flow of prana. Deep tissues, nerve channels, and major organs are places Ama can end up being deposited. But one place it finds it really easy to hide in is fat cells. Ama finds it easy to stay in body fat. And Western science, in parallel, has found that body fat can harbour toxins. Ama creates a biochemical environment in the body that breeds errant emotions. In the previous video, we used the analogy of a dopamine monster. Well, they love these kind of conditions and deposit themselves in several parts of the body. They also stimulate cravings for further junk food, so the whole thing can self-propagate and grow. It can become a vicious cycle. Clearly, food and emotional state are profoundly connected. The fire will try its best to burn up Ama, and given enough time, it will do it. But if it's consistently bombarded with the wrong kind of diet, it will get exhausted. The fire will get weaker and weaker. One primary way to reverse it is to change the diet and give the fire of Agni time to restore itself to full health. So, we mentioned that the quality of foods affects Agni greatly. Well, the yogis divided food into 3 groups: Sattva, Rajas, and Tamas. Sattvic is the most conducive to yogic and bodily balance, but in today's society, it's a challenge to not fall into tamasic food. Fast food and ready-made stuff fall into this category. They all damage the fire. Ultimately, our bodily intuition will know what category of food falls into and will guide us. So here are several things that the yogis found affect Agni. Tamasic food creates Ama, which can overburden the fire. Eating too much food in general overburdens the fire. Eating too little can cause the fire to dwindle and weaken. Wrong posture while eating can compromise the fire working properly. Probiotic foods are said to strengthen Agni. Wrong food combinations can do the same, so you have to experiment to be sure. It's possible that for some, grains are unhealthy and can overburden the system. See the Chinese Bigu diet. All of these can create the aforementioned conditions. Often, the bodily intelligence will inform us as to the effect of a food. We call this precious faculty instinct. Have you ever seen an overweight cow? A depressed rhino? No. These creatures are running on instinct and are largely free of emotional input. It's only humans that have emotional cravings. So as well as our natural instinct as to what is good and healthy, we also have this figurative monster which craves what it desires. People say their eating disorders seem to be run by demons. In a sense, that's probably true, but the more we can break this bond, we will naturally invigorate the fire of Agni, and the inner conditions will be more conducive to a yogic state of mind.
Subscribe to Infognostica to get regular updates to enlighten you and your family. Join our community while you're here. Until next time, Padawans.